It's Wednesday, June 13. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The zones of special operations, SOZOs, in Mount Salem, St. James and Denham Town in West Kingston have been extended by a further 60 days. The House of Representatives yesterday approved 2 resolutions for the extensions, which were moved by Prime Minister Andrew Holness. This is the 5th extension for Mount Salem Zone, the first to become operational on September 1, 2017, while it will be the 4th for Denham Town. Holness said that the extensions are necessary as the progress made in the 2 communities must be allowed to continue.
The progress made within these 2 communities, the Denham Town Zone of Special Operation and the Mount Salem Zone of Special Operation, must be allowed to continue. Therefore, acting on the advice of the National Security Council and in accordance with the Law Reform Zone of Special Operations, Special Security and Community Development Measures Act, and in accordance with Section 5 of the Act, which guides that the Prime Minister and Council, after consultation with the Joint Command, may by order, subject to affirmative resolution of the House of Representatives, extend the period referred to in Section 4.3. It is being recommended that the Denham Town and Mount Salem zones of special operations, security measure and community development measures each be extended for a further period of 60 days.
He noted that in Denham Town, which was declared the 2nd ZOZO in October 2017, the joint security forces have to a significant extent maintained security within the boundaries of the community.
It has not been without its own inherent challenges. The joint force has, to a significant extent, maintained security and conducted coordinated internal security operations within its boundaries. Yet there have been a few incidents which have reminded us that the focus on this community must continue so as to ensure that it will never return to its state prior to the establishment of the zone.
For Mount Salem, Holness noted that implementation of the ZOZO has been seen as a success by the residents.
By and large, I think we have a very good case study to make with Mount Salem. The next challenge now, members, is to how do we scale this now to other communities? And that is indeed the consideration of the government. How do we scale it?
The AntiCrime Plan was unveiled by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang during his contribution to the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives Tuesday afternoon. He acknowledged that records suggest that nothing has changed over the last 56 years regarding the tackling of crime in Jamaica.
We'll be focusing through the ministry, of course, through the security forces, the police, and the army, and the MOCA, public order and law enforcement as a number 1 priority. Strong, decisive anti-gang strategies, strong anti-corruption program, and targeted social intervention initiatives in a volatile and high-risk communities. Transformation of our police force into a modern police force, modern, efficient police operation.
Still, Dr. Chang cited support from the Prime Minister, renewed energy and alignment with the private sector as strong law enforcement, leadership, and new variables in the equation, which should ensure the current plan's success.
Mr. Speaker, the time is now. The time for discussion is over. Now the time for action. We will no longer tolerate violence in any shape or form. We intend to restore safety to our public spaces. We will restore hope and self-respect to our young people, especially in volatile communities.
Dr. Chang said a huge thrust of the AntiCrime Plan will be sustained focus on public order and a national anti-violence campaign. He said the campaign would be launched by the end of August. The business community has denied a declaration by National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang about a renewed and refocused collaboration between the government and the private sector in tackling crime. Both the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica and the Small Business Association of Jamaica have expressed surprise at the statements, which were made during the minister's sectoral debate presentation yesterday. He spoke of renewed energy and alignment with the private sector as well as international development partners, plus public consensus in dealing with crime. But according to reports from RGR News, President of the Small Business Association of Jamaica, Hugh Johnson, has denied that this is something being experienced by his members. In the meantime, it's being reported that President of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, Howard Mitchell, has also agreed that there has been limited engagement by the government. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett will, starting today, meet with key tourism stakeholders as part of efforts to discuss concerns raised by entertainers hired within hotels. Minister Bartlett said that, quote, "It is important that any misleading information is resolved and that every tourism worker feels empowered and included within the tourism value chain," end quote. Minister Bartlett will also meet with Spanish hotel group Invotel on Thursday, June 14, to discuss data collection to help inform the tourism demand study and cooperation on a number of matters, including but not limited to local purchases of goods and services. Minister Bartlett also noted that efforts will be followed up with engagements by Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports Minister Olivia Babsy-Grange with entertainment stakeholders and Labour Security Minister Shahini Robinson to dissect the broad range of issues and ultimately address all concerns. New traffic arrangements will be implemented in the vicinity of 3 miles in Kingston. Due to the closure, there will be no direct access to Marcus Garvey Drive for motorists traveling from either sides of Spanish Town Road or from Hagley Park Road. According to the National Works Agency, starting today, traffic transiting through 3 miles heading onto Marcus Garvey Drive should travel alongside Spanish Town Road in the direction of Kingston, turn right onto Development Road, then onto Ashenheim Road, and exit onto Marcus Garvey Drive in the vicinity of Pure National Ice Company. Both Development Road and Ashenheim Road will accommodate one-way traffic only. Shaw said two-way traffic will be allowed on Bell Road and Little Bell Road only for motorists wishing to access business directly in the zone of closure. The changes are being put in place as a section of the southbound lanes of Marcus Garvey Drive is to be closed to facilitate sewage works. From Marcus Garvey Drive's intersection with Spanish Town Road to its intersection with Bell Road. In regional news, Trinidad and Tobago Member of Parliament Laventille Fitzgerald Hines is calling for a state of emergency to curb rising crime rates in that district. More in this TV6 report.
There's a collective outcry for the bloodshed to end as this country's murder rate rages unabated. The recent triple murder in Laventille, in which a 16-year-old boy was among those killed, has the Member of Parliament for the area calling for
far more intense, sustained efforts in terms of operations for as long as it takes, as rough as it might be, until we bring the situation under control. That's what I would like to see.
Fitzgerald Hines is not shying away from the imposition of a state of emergency, a move which has previously been labelled as controversial.
If that becomes necessary in the view of the police commissioner and so on, I would support that, because in Laventille that I represent, there are many illegal firearms, but it is not only Laventille. It is now all over Trinidad and Tobago, and wherever the intelligence tells them that they need to do it, I would support that, to lock it down and to go in there and attend to it.
But with the public clamoring for answers and accountability, the Laventille West MP says there is room for improvement as he zeroed in on the various arms of law enforcement.
I think the police organization can do more. I acknowledged that they are doing, but I have a suspicion that, like most other organizations in this country, the entire police organization is not firing on all cylinders.
Meanwhile, Hines is standing by the recently proclaimed anti-gang bill and maintains it will make a dent in crime fighting.
In sports, the statue of sprinting star Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is to be unveiled at the end of the track and field session this month. And Sports Minister Olivia Grange said the statue is now in Jamaica. She says Fraser-Pryce has seen the maquette and is quite pleased with it. Grange was speaking Tuesday at the launch of a function for the 2018 National Junior and Senior Championships scheduled for the National Stadium from June 21 to 24 at the Pegasus Hotel. Fraser-Pryce's statue will be erected close to that of Usain Bolt in Statue Park near the National Stadium. And that's it for the news. Do stay with us. The weather report is next. This is PBCJ's weather report. Thanks so much for staying with us. Let's start as usual with our local currents. In Kingston this afternoon, we're expecting a little bit of cloudy conditions, warm temperatures between 26 and 29 degrees Celsius. That's set to go down to 25 degrees Celsius this evening. And we're also seeing a forecast of possible showers going into tonight. Over there in Montego Bay, St. James, we're seeing warm temperatures between 29 and 24 degrees Celsius. We're looking at sunny skies with a forecast of possible cloudy conditions in certain areas of St. James. We're looking at cool temperatures tonight, 11 degrees Celsius. And across the islands today, temperatures between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing cloudy conditions in Maypen, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio, and over there in Golden Grove, St. Thomas. But it should be predominantly sunny throughout the day for the rest of the parishes. And tomorrow, we're expecting rainfall in the eastern and central parts of the island. We're also expecting warm temperatures, though, between 29 and 33 degrees Celsius. So ensure that you plan, dress, and pack accordingly. In our regional forecast for tomorrow, we're seeing temperatures between 28 and 32 degrees Celsius. We're also seeing a forecast of possibility of rainfall in the central parts and western end of the Caribbean region. It's going to be some cloudy conditions forecast for the eastern end of the Caribbean tomorrow as well. And further afield over there in the United States, tomorrow we can expect rainfall in parts of Miami, predominantly sunny skies for New York and Los Angeles, cloudy conditions forecast in certain areas. We're looking at a possibility of rainfall over there in Atlanta. For the areas on your screen, we're seeing a minimum temperature 18 degrees with a high 41 degrees Celsius, and the highest temperature forecast for tomorrow is in Los Angeles. And that's it for the weather report. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.